Hi Sage, my name is Tawana. Today we're doing a reading for you, and it can resonate with you if you have a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placement. Today I'm using a couple decks, the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. I'll also be using the Radiant Wilds Atlas Tarot deck and the Angel Answers Oracle deck. Sagittarius, I've already pulled your cards, so let's get started. The first card we have is Going Beyond Normal. And today this card is speaking to me about approaching a part of the path that is unfamiliar territory, maybe situations that are unfamiliar to you, feelings that are unfamiliar to you, things that you've never dealt with before. It almost feels like maybe the path to this point was, I know what I'm doing, I've done this before, I can do this again, but you've never actually done this part of the path before. Maybe you're approaching a situation that you've never really dealt with before, or a person that you've never dealt with before. Maybe this is a person. And then something else that I'm getting from this card too, which I don't often get. Today I'm seeing it as a compass, even though it's not a compass, but I usually just take intuitively like where I'm being led, and that's where I'm being led right now. It almost feels like this is a part of the path where you may have to rely on you. Like, this isn't a part of the path where you could call your friend up and be like, what do you think about this? Should I take left? Should I take right? Like, it doesn't feel like you will be receiving the correct, the accurate guidance. It feels like it needs to come from self, like you need to see it. This is something that you need to see and identify for yourself. And then we have the perfection of your life, which is, this card is always a really interesting and fascinating card to me when it comes out, because above this, which to me, this kind of looks like a flower of life, but it's not really, kind of, but not really. But above that, we have what is depicted as like a storm brewing, or something is coming, and it might feel scary. This probably is how it feels. Like, this part of the path probably feels this way. Like, something is brewing, something's gonna change. This feels unfamiliar and it's making me uncomfortable. But this card talks to us about being reminded that everything serves the purpose, everything, like, it's happening for a reason. Just like in nature, where everything is like serving nature, like the storm, the sunshine, the rain, the floods, like all of it is, there's no good or bad. It's just nature being itself, or regulating itself. That's how this card, it says, like, it's almost telling you, like, if you try to control everything, that's when it will feel more difficult. But if you let the storm pass and you recognize this for what it is, like a perfect sequence of events for you at this current moment of your path, then you'll realize the value in your experience. It's like basically surrender to what you don't know about what you don't know. Wow, this is a Sagittarius reading, so that's a big comment for a Sagittarius. You don't know what you don't know, and that's okay. And then we have the softly, the tender touch. And every time this card comes out, it talks to me about something different. And today, when it dropped out on the table, I was like, oh, she's holding her heart in her hands. And I've never interpreted this as a heart. In fact, I can't even tell what this is that she's holding in her hands. And granted, this does not have to be a woman. You don't have to be a woman to resonate with this reading. But that's where I'm being led. It feels like this may not be a very literal thing for you, but some of you, this may be you literally trying to find a soft place to land your heart or your feelings Others of you, I feel like this is like a dream or an idea that you have that means a lot to you. Maybe a vision that you have that means a lot to you. So you're looking for a soft place to land it, a compatible space, a compatible person to land the idea, to land the dream with, to discuss the dream with, to build the dream with. Whatever this is feels like it means a lot to you. Maybe some of you guys are feeling very like tender right now, highly sensitive to your environment, to people around you. I feel like it's related to this process that you're going through. So if you find yourself like super irritable or like super emotional, I feel like it's related to the process that you're going through in life right now. It's probably making you more sensitive to your environment than you realize. I keep getting a soft place to land. All right, so we're starting the reading with a tarot, and to me, this is coming up. We're starting with the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Cups, then the King of Swords. And to me, this is coming up as an effortless union, an effortless match, equals, people who understand each other. And if you're not dealing with like another person, like if this is not a person for you, this could be like you're becoming clearer about your feelings and making decisions as such. Like you are waking up to maybe the soft place to land. Maybe you're realizing where like this is maybe this reading is a map for you to find that soft place to land. Or maybe that's what you felt like you've been going through, like navigating a map to like get to this ultimate destination, whatever this destination is for you. Beside that, we have the Queen of Wands and the Three of Swords. This is a person in your reality. Maybe this is who you're identifying as the person who could be an ally to maybe this is where you could land this vision, your heart even. Let's just make it simple. Maybe you're looking for a soft place to land your heart and you're identifying this Queen of Wands as that. Maybe you're waking up to or deciding that the Queen of Wands is maybe a possibility to land that heart energy. Maybe this is just a conversation that's been on your chest for a really long time that you only know you can have with certain people because only certain people have the capacity for that level of conversation or those feelings. And it feels like for whatever reason, the Queen of Wands is going through their own grief. I don't know if this is connected to you or if this is something that they're experiencing individually, but I feel like this is where you're identifying as a safe place to land. Between you both, we have the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Seven of Swords. And it almost feels to me like, are you trying to finesse a way to land your ship? Are you trying to finesse a way to the Queen of Wands? This Queen of Wands has been coming up in so many readings lately, and I've been describing this energy as a dynamic energy, a very multifaceted, multidimensional energy. When you are around this energy, you feel it. Because they have, probably this is a person with multiple perspectives, and that's what makes them them. Maybe this is a person with multiple talents and abilities, which is what makes them multidimensional. But it's always the perspective of this Queen of Wands that stands out to me. Maybe you're trying to have a conversation with the Queen of Wands. Maybe. Anyway, it feels like you're finessing it because I don't know if this Queen of Wands is occupied with their own like grief, because that's what this Three of Swords is talking to me, like grief. Like you have 3 daggers stabbing you in the heart. pretty serious. And then you have someone watching as you bleed in the background. Except this person isn't bleeding though. It's almost like they're not giving this person watching them the satisfaction. Wow, I could go into this. I could really go into that forever, but yeah, let's continue. We have the Page of Wands. This feels a little bit manipulative to me, like a little manipulation, a little strategy, like you're trying to strategize your way to the Queen of Wands. And I wanted to find out more about that Seven of Swords, so I clarified it. And this is what I got. The Seven of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the King of Cups. Do you have to go back into the past? It almost feels like you recognize something, and because you recognize something that possibly you've never realized about yourself, about this dynamic, about the Queen of Wands, like you've never recognized this before, so you have to go back there. Maybe you're being called back there to explore, to share your feelings. It almost feels like, to me, this was like you're minimizing your feelings. We have the Page of Cups, when really what you're feeling is the King of Cups. Maybe it requires, if this is just a conversation between, let's just say, you and like a friend, maybe this is the friend that you could really reveal all of your feelings to. And others of you, maybe this is a person in your reality that you're having to find your way back to, because you've all of a sudden realized how you really feel. Beside that, we have the Ace of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles, which to me is you. Like, this is another version of you. Like, you came up as the King of Swords before, which I felt like was very analytical. And now this is coming into like being more practical, grounding the feelings. Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. It's almost like you're realizing that maybe I need to be in complete isolation, separation. It's like you're waking up to, like you're getting clearer on this place to land. You're getting clearer and clearer, and I feel like now you're actually doing it. This is where you realized something. This is where you had the realization, and this is where you are actually doing something about the realization. Maybe you need to separate yourself from some things before you make your way to land your spaceship. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, which to me, it's almost like this is a toss-up. This is a toss-up. Do I not? Do I not? Sometimes the Two of Pentacles, sometimes the Six of Pentacles can talk to me about reciprocity, and other times it can talk to me about compromise. Do I compromise? Do I give, or do I not? Because I feel like now you're clear. You're clear that maybe this Queen of Wands is actually the perfect place to land the ship, to express the feelings, to tell the feelings, to build the thing with, whatever role they're playing in your life. This is like the realization and the clarity of that. And then I feel like this is coming up as after the realization hits, then the nerves hit, because now you have to commit to doing something about it. But the clarity is finally here. Like I know where to land my ship now. But how do I get access to it? How do I get access to them? Because it's almost like this person is like so deep in their own experience. So how, like now the road is clear and I know where to land the ship. I know where to land my heart. I know where to land my love. I know where to land these feelings. I know the way is basically what I'm trying to say. It's a Mercury retrograde. Please forgive me if I'm having communication challenges at this point, because it's in a really strong area of my chart too. So yeah. But this is you finding the path. And now, like, I think the nerves are coming in, like, what do I do? Like, what do I do about the path? Like, now I can finally see it. And you know what? This actually reminds me of, maybe this is connected to the Neptune retrograde, because Neptune just went direct. And Neptune is the planet of intuition, spirituality. When it goes retrograde, it's almost like there is something about our perspective that is limited or slightly flawed, like we're not seeing everything that needs to be seen. If Neptune is retrograde in whatever house it is, you can check your own like birth chart for that, but it's like you're not seeing what needs to be seen in the correct way, in the right light. You're not perceiving things in their full capacity. So maybe this is the clarity that has come to you since that planet has gone direct, because I think Neptune went direct last week. So I think collectively we're all like waking up from some kind of fog that we've been in for the past couple of weeks, months, that Neptune has been retrograde. But this could be connected to that for you, waking up to something that was always right in front of you, or has been in front of you for a while. And then this is you, the King of Wands, in your own energy. Now you're coming back to yourself, and I feel like this King of Wands in this deck always talks to me about perspective. This King of Wands' strength is their perspective. And now that you've seen what you needed to see, now that you finally have the perspective, because it feels like that is what was eluding you all this time, the perspective. Now that you've seen what you needed to see, I feel like that is the burden. I can't unsee it. Now that I've seen the way that, maybe I see the way that I feel, I'm willing to admit these feelings, I'm willing to see something. And maybe this something is connected to the Queen of Wands. Now that I'm willing to see this, now that I've seen it, how do I unsee it? It feels like, to me, this is like, the point of this reading is, because there's always a point to these readings. The point of this is almost like, Sagittarius, you now have an opportunity. Now that you've seen what you needed to see, you could do something with that if you want. You have the opportunity, and maybe it's not completely in your hands. Maybe this is like this reality that you're trying to pull in, this dream, this whatever means a lot to you, that you're trying to like find a soft place to land it. Maybe so you could build it with someone. It feels like maybe that's a collaborative process. Maybe it requires a consent from you and from another party. But in terms of what you have control over, I feel like this is like an opportunity for you. Maybe you have to go back in your past to get it. For some reason, the Eight of Cups is talking to me about going back into the past. It's like this man is like walking back into the past. Maybe there's something for you to correct in the past. Maybe with this Queen of Wands, who knows if you are connected to this Three of Swords. But it almost feels like there's, now that you know what you know, and you can't unknow it, it's like this is the opportunity to align with that knowing. And maybe you need to walk away from some things, or maybe you need to go back into the past to correct some things after learning what you've learned. And I also feel like there's a recognition on your part that maybe to have and align with this opportunity, there are some beliefs that need to be like shed or reprogrammed, because that's what the Hierophant is talking to me about. Like the things that you tell yourself have to be adjusted slightly to align with this reality that you would like to pull in. We end the reading with the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, which to me is an identification, finally. Like, this is where you are identifying that I have found the place to land, and I could potentially build this reality, whatever this reality is. It's coming up as a 10 of Pentacles. So maybe for some of you, this is connected to family. Maybe this is connected to a business for others of you. Maybe this is connected to real estate, a property. Maybe this is connected to just something in the tangible reality that stands the test of time, cannot be shaken, has a foundation, can support multiple people. It's like you realize now where the soft place to land is, and now the challenge is pulling that off, pulling that into your reality, probably even getting someone to participate. Let's get some advice. Angels, what's the advice for Sagittarius? Advice for Sagittarius. One more. Let go. Improving health within the next few months. I am going to leave you guys here. Sag, I hope this was helpful to you. And as always, thank you for watching.